My family relocated to Cleveland when I was a kid. We moved to a huge historic two-story home constructed in the late 1800s. The lack of furniture left the rooms empty, and the floors would creak and groan with every footstep. The house was usually empty when I got home from school because both of my parents had to work. One early evening, the house was already dark when I got home from school, and I heard footsteps upstairs. I didn't think my mom was home yet, but sometimes she parked her car in the garage. I yelled, "Mom?" and I heard her sing-song voice reply, "Up here." As I climbed the stairs to figure out which room she was in, I called out to her once more, "Mom, what room are you in?" And I received the identical, "Up here" response. It sounded like she was in one of the far-off rooms, all the way down the long, dark hallway, but I couldn't find her because we were remodeling and I didn't know my way around the maze of rooms yet. I was nervous, but I reasoned that it was only normal in an old house, so I hurried down the hallway to find my mother in the hopes that she would make me feel better because a mother's presence always does. Just as I grabbed for the door handle to let myself in the room to find my mother, I heard the front door open, and my mother cheerfully yelled, "Honey, are you home?" I sprang back, startled, and hurried down the steps to her. As I peeked back from the top of the stairs, and the door to the room was slowly opening. I don't know what it was, but for a few seconds, I saw something in there staring directly at me. When I was 17 and my sister was 20, my mom decided a cross-country trip vacation would be fun. We had been driving what felt like all night and it was late. We realized we were running low on gas, so we pulled over at the first rest area we had seen in over 200 miles. In addition to a van full of teenagers on a road trip, there were two young men standing still outside of a dark gray car that was parked in front of us at the gas station's pump. As soon as we pulled in, everything seemed off. We had been traveling for days and had passed by numerous rest spots at night without once feeling nervous. But this one was different. I stayed in the car while my mother and sister went inside. The teenagers fled quickly after, claiming to be creeped out and unable to get the pump to work. The two men had not moved at all as I was looking at their car in front of us. Not an inch. They weren't talking. Their phones were off. They were simply standing there motionless. My mother and sister sprinted back out of the store and screamed at me to start the car. The men slowly turned to look at us without moving or turning the rest of their bodies. And I swear, we all noticed the same exact thing. They had eyes as dark as coal and hollow, nothing but a void, not reflecting any light at all. My mom and sister jumped in the car, and we didn't stop till we reached the next city. What was the strangest part of the whole experience? Any map we looked at didn't show the location. We knew exactly where to look on the highway, but neither Google Maps nor any of our printed maps showed that gas station. Even when we asked the locals about the eerie gas station that was off to the side of the road, we just got confused looks or blank stares. On the way back, we drove on the same interstate, and there wasn't a gas station or rest area. We were driving through a large cemetery in my friend's beaten-down old car. After pausing, we went down a slope and came across a small pond. On the opposite side of the pond, someone was perched on a rock. The figure was completely dark, and the only distinguishable aspect was that it appeared to be wearing an antique top hat. Stupidly, we waved and yelled, "Hello!" He continued to remain motionless on the rock without making any eye contact. He suddenly leaped to his feet, began to speed toward us on the water, and then disappeared in shallow water halfway across the pond. I screamed, and my friends and I sprinted back to the car. Something was hammering on the rear of the car, and the car wouldn't start and was making a strange noise. We could hear it every few seconds. We couldn't see anyone or anything outside in the pitch black, as the moon had gone behind a cloud. I picked up my phone and tried to call for help, but I couldn't get any service. In fact, we were all without cell service. The next 30 minutes were spent frantically trying to start the car while the hammering noise continued. When the car finally started, she stomped on the gas pedal so hard, I thought she was going to put her foot right through the floor. Terrified, we sped through the cemetery, and all our phones instantly got service once we passed the gates. I can say with certainty that the thing outside the car that night was neither an animal nor a person, and I would never be going back there again.